Have you ever pondered on the reasons why we cry? It's a universal human behavior, but what's the science behind it? Crying, an act so commonplace, holds a myriad of mysteries within its simple drops. We often associate it with emotions, but there's much more to it than just a response to joy, sorrow, or pain. It's a complex biological process, intricately woven into our existence. Now, did you know that not all tears are created equal? In fact, we have 3 distinct types of tears: basal, reflex, and emotional. Each has its own unique purpose, and each is produced in a different way. First, let's talk about basal tears. They're like the unsung heroes of our eyes. Produced by our lacrimal glands, these tiny droplets are always at work, coating our eyes every time we blink. Their job is to keep our eyes lubricated, protecting them from dust and other irritants. Next, we have reflex tears. Ever chopped an onion and found your eyes welling up? That's the work of reflex tears. They are triggered by irritants like smoke, wind, and yes, even onions. Their goal is to wash away these intruders, acting as a protective shield. Finally, we come to emotional tears, arguably the most intriguing of the 3. These are the tears we shed when we're overwhelmed by emotions, be it happiness, sadness, frustration, or relief. Unlike basal and reflex tears, emotional tears contain higher levels of stress hormones, which some researchers believe helps in reducing these hormones in our body. So each type of tear, whether it's basal, reflex, or emotional, plays a vital role in our well-being. They are more than just drops of water. They are a testament to the intricate design of the human body. So we've established that crying isn't just an emotional response, it's a complex biological process. But what happens in our bodies when we cry? Let's explore this further in the next chapter. Stay tuned. To unravel the physiology of crying, we need to delve into our body's intricate workings. It's a fascinating journey that begins in the brain, the command center of our body. When we experience strong emotions, whether it's sadness, joy, or frustration, the amygdala, our brain's emotional processing hub, kicks into gear. This almond-shaped set of neurons located deep in the brain's medial temporal lobe essentially acts as the alarm system of the body. It processes our emotional responses and makes a call to action. This call to action is sent directly to the hypothalamus, a tiny region of the brain that communicates with the rest of the body through the autonomic nervous system. This system works automatically, without our conscious effort, controlling functions like heart rate, digestion, and, you guessed it, tear production. The hypothalamus then sends a signal via the facial nerves to our tear-making machinery, the lacrimal glands. These small almond-shaped glands, located above each eye, swing into action and start producing tears. Tears, however, are not just salty water. They are a complex mix of substances including oils, water, mucus, and over 1,500 different proteins. This cocktail of components works together to keep our eyes lubricated, fight off bacteria, and maintain vision. The tears produced in response to emotion are known as psychic tears, and they contain additional proteins and hormones not found in other types of tears. This could explain why we often feel better after a good cry. The process doesn't stop here. Once the tears have done their job, they drain into the lacrimal sacs in the inner corners of our eyes. From here, they travel down the nasolacrimal ducts into the back of the nose and throat, which is why we often end up with a runny nose when crying. So we cry because our brains tell us to, but why? What's the benefit? The crying often comes with a sense of relief, but is there more to it? Indeed there is. Let's delve deeper into the benefits of shedding those salty droplets we call tears. Firstly, crying serves as an effective detoxifier. It's not just a metaphor when we say we're crying out toxins. In fact, tears are known to contain a number of waste products and toxins. When we cry, we are literally flushing out some of the harmful substances that our bodies accumulate over time. This can help to keep our bodies healthier and may even boost our immune systems. In addition to detoxification, crying also has self-soothing effects. You might have noticed that after a good cry, you tend to feel calmer and more at peace. This is because crying can help to regulate our emotions. It triggers the release of oxytocin and endorphins, 2 chemicals in our brains that make us feel good. These chemicals can help to alleviate pain and evoke feelings of comfort and well-being. But the benefits of crying aren't just limited to our bodies. Crying also plays a crucial role in human communication. It's a universal language that we all understand, regardless of where we come from or what language we speak. When we cry, we are sending a powerful message to the people around us. It's a call for help, a plea for understanding, a signal of distress. Crying can help us to connect with others on a deep emotional level, fostering empathy and strengthening our relationships. So, the next time you feel the urge to cry, don't hold back. Let it out. Embrace the tears. They are not a sign of weakness, but rather a natural, healthy response to emotional stress. They are a testament to our humanity, a reminder of our capacity to feel and to heal. Crying can be beneficial, but are there any side effects? Let's explore this in the next chapter. While crying can be therapeutic, it's not without its downsides. There's no denying that a good hearty cry can often feel like a release. But it's also important to acknowledge that crying isn't always a walk in the park. It can come with its own set of side effects, some of which can be quite uncomfortable. First off, let's talk about dehydration. Yes, you heard right. Crying can leave you a little parched. This is because tears aren't just water. They're composed of water, oils, and electrolytes. When we cry excessively, we're actually losing a small amount of water and these electrolytes. So if you've had a particularly teary episode, it might be a good idea to rehydrate with a glass of water. Now, onto the physical symptoms. We've all been there, haven't we? The aftermath of a big cry, the red puffy eyes and the runny nose, these are all caused by the same thing: inflammation. When we cry, our bodies trigger an inflammatory response which results in these physical symptoms. The good news is, they're usually temporary and will subside with time. A cold compress can also offer some relief, but let's delve a little deeper. If you find yourself crying excessively, it might be indicative of an underlying health issue. Frequent or uncontrollable crying can sometimes be a symptom of depression, anxiety, or other mood disorders. It's important to recognize this and seek professional help if you're experiencing this. Remember, it's okay to not be okay, and it's okay to ask for help. Of course, it's also worth noting that everyone is different. For some, crying might come easily as a form of emotional release, while others might seldom shed a tear. It's all about understanding and respecting our individual emotional responses. Crying is a natural response, but is it possible for someone to be unable to cry? That's a question we'll delve into in our final segment. Stay tuned. While it might seem strange, some people find themselves unable to cry. This is not always due to a lack of feelings or emotions. The inability to cry can be rooted in various causes, from certain medical conditions to psychological factors. Let's delve into this intriguing topic. Firstly, there are medical conditions, like Sjogren's syndrome, an autoimmune disorder that affects the body's moisture-producing glands. This can lead to dry eyes and subsequently make it physically difficult for a person to cry. There's also a condition known as aqueous tear deficiency, which is a lack of sufficient water in the tears, leading to dry eyes. Without the right balance, the tear film may evaporate too quickly or fail to spread evenly over the cornea. As a result, the eyes may not produce enough tears to enable crying. Moving on to psychological factors, there's a phenomenon called alexithymia, where individuals have difficulty identifying and describing their emotions. This can make it challenging for them to cry, as crying is often a physical manifestation of our emotional state. Similarly, people who've experienced trauma or severe stress might find themselves unable to cry. This could be a coping mechanism, a way to protect themselves from reliving painful experiences. And then there are societal and cultural factors. In some cultures, crying might be seen as a sign of weakness, especially among men. This societal pressure can lead to an internalized inhibition against crying. Lastly, certain medications like antidepressants can affect the body's ability to cry. These medicines can blunt emotional responses, making it harder for individuals to reach the emotional intensity that usually triggers tears. So, crying is a complex process, with both benefits and potential side effects. It's a testament to our body's incredible design and our unique human experience. Not being able to cry doesn't make you any less human, just as crying doesn't make you weak. It's merely another facet of our fascinating human experience, a reminder of our emotional depth and the intricate workings of our bodies. So the next time someone tells you to stop crying, send them this video. We hope you learned something. If you did, like this video and subscribe to our channel for more.